Hey friends, welcome to Gentle Flow. For today's practice, you are going to need a pair of yoga blocks. And if you haven't already, please go ahead and like and subscribe, or even drop a comment below if the practice speaks to you. We're going to get started today in a hero's pose. And if this pose is too intense on your shins or on your hamstrings, you can slide a block underneath you to elevate you just a bit. Go ahead and just close your eyes. Take a deep inhale through the nose and audible exhale out through the mouth. Settle into your practice. Perhaps set an intention. And go ahead and just roll back the shoulders a few times. Plant the left hand behind you and use your right arm to swing your way up into the circle camel. Engage the glutes just slightly here. Try to spin your ribcage up towards the sky. Inhale. On your exhale, swing that right arm over towards the right side of your mat. As the left arm swings you, push your hips towards the top of the mat. Inhale. On your exhale, left hand plants behind you. And do a couple of these circle camels. Just getting into the spine and into the hips. Again, try to focus on spinning your ribcage up towards the sky, if that is available to you. Use your breath to anchor you into this present moment, linking the movement to your breath. One more round, just like that. And as you make your way to center, plant your hands on top of your blocks and just circle over the wrists a couple of times here. I want you to really move from the hips as your shoulders circle over the wrists. Don't get attached to a certain aesthetic. Be a seeker of sensation. Try to notice if you are favoring one side over the other, but don't make a big drama out of it. Just bring a gentle awareness. And when you're ready, just sit your hips towards your heels into child's pose. I want you to try to find length in the side bodies in this child's pose today. Staying long through the fingertips. One last breath here. On your next breath out, tuck all 10 toes behind you. Press into your downward facing dog. Pedal out through the feet. And even though this is gentle flow, I want you to still create a little bit of activation through the arms, externally rotating the shoulders. Come back to center. Take a deep inhale through the nose. And on your exhale, exhale out through the mouth. Inhale to lift the right leg up towards the sky. Bend the right leg, and I want you to circle your right hip to open. Draw big, big circles with that right knee. As you make your way to center, you use this left leg as a spring here to spring your right foot to the outside of right hand. Drop the left knee down onto the earth. And I want you to either stay on your fingertips on your left hand or drop down onto your left forearm as you push this right knee out towards the right side of your mat. Roll the left shoulder blade down the back body. One last breath here. Plant both palms onto the blocks, and I want you to take the block on its highest setting. As you push your hips, flick the right foot towards you, flex that right foot into Ardha Hanumanasana half splits. Take your time getting into this first half splits of the day. I want you to imagine as if you're flicking your tailbone towards the back of the mat. As you push your hips towards your heel. Find some length here. Adjust the block back to its lowest setting. And cruise into this low lunge. Get some movement into this first low lunge. One last breath here. Shift your weight forward as you drag the left foot to meet the outside of left hand. I want you to find some buoyancy into the legs here as you drive your hips towards the back of the mat. Inhale to reach your arms up in front of you. Exhale, straighten out through the legs, hands meet at heart center. Inhale to reach your arms up towards the sky. Exhale, sit the hips low, active squat. Inhale to plant the palms onto the blocks. Step the right foot back, followed by the left. Downward facing dog. Inhale. And exhale out through your mouth. Inhale, the left leg reaches up towards the sky. Bend the left leg. And I want you to create those big, big circles with that left hip. And use this right leg as a spring to step your left foot to the outside of left hand. Drop the right knee down. This time I want you to land your right forearm onto the block. Push your left knee out. Try to be calm and gentle. Feel that opening in the left hip. Plant your palms onto the block and switch it to the highest setting. Press your hips into Ardha Hanumanasana half split. Try to imagine your tailbone is flicking up towards the sky. Flex that left foot. Breathe into your space. Go ahead and place the blocks at its lowest setting. And shift your weight forward and come into this low lunge. Find some movement into this low lunge. And drag your right foot to meet the outside of your right hand. Inhale, reach your arms in front of you, active squat. Exhale, straighten out through the legs, hands meet at heart center. Inhale to reach your arms up towards the sky. Exhale to sit the hips low, active squat. Inhale to plant the palms, bend through the arms, step the left foot back, followed by the right, downward facing dog. Inhale to bend through the legs. And the bottom of the exhale, I want you to straighten out through those legs. Spinal wave yourself forward into high plank pose. Lower the knees, followed by the forearms. Inhale pulls your way into upward facing dog. Linger in this first upward facing dog. Pull your chest and heart forward. One last breath here. On your exhale, cruise back, downward facing dog. Inhale, the right leg lifts. Bend the right leg and step your right leg to the outside of right hand. Find your low lunge. Again, you can find some movement here in your low lunge. I find that getting in some movement helps open up the hips. On your exhale, straighten out through both legs to the best of your ability. Modified pyramid pose. I want you to flex that right foot so that the toes are pointing towards you. Take an inhale here. Good. Now exhale to shift the weight forward. Drag your left foot to meet the outside of left hand. Inhale takes you into active squat. Exhale, straighten out through the legs. Hands come to heart center. Inhale, reach up. Exhale, sit the hips low, active squat. Inhale to plant the palms, step the right foot back, followed by the left, downward, facing dog. Inhale, the left leg lifts. Bend your left leg and step your left foot to the outside of left hand. Low lunge. Use your back right toes to send you forward and back. On your exhale, straighten out through both legs, modified pyramid pose. You can adjust the block according to the height that you need it to be. And shift your weight forward. Drag the right foot to meet the outside of right hand. Inhale takes you into active squat. Exhale, straighten out through the legs, hands meet at heart center. Inhale to reach up, push your hips towards the top of the mat. Exhale, sit the hips low, active squat. Inhale to plant the palms, step the left foot back, followed by the right, downward facing dog. Inhale to bend through the legs. Bottom of the exhale, straighten out through the legs, round out through the upper thoracic spine. High plank pose. Lower the knees, followed by the forearms. Inhale pulls you into upward facing dog. And exhale, cruise back, downward facing dog. Inhale, the right leg reaches up towards the sky. Bend the right leg, and this time you're going to land your right foot to the outside of right thumb. Swivel the back heel down. Inhale takes you up into Warrior Two. And for this first Warrior Two, I want you to bend and straighten through that right leg. Just try to get some movement into the hips here. Take a deep inhale through the nose. And as you exhale, settle into it. Try to stay heavy in the hips, reaching out through the fingertips. Stay strong in that back left foot. We're here for 3, 2, on 1. Plant the left hand down. Then plant the left knee down. Bring that right leg behind you as you swivel on the left leg. Make your way into a modified side plank. Just take your time to settle into it. This is gentle flow after all. Then I want you to create some activation in this right leg. Lift that right leg up. Then start to bend through that right leg. Bend that right knee in towards the chest. And you're going to land that right foot to the outside of your right block. Again, swivel on this left leg and make your way into a modified side angle. Adjust your stance as needed. This time, we are going to straighten through this right leg. And reach your right arm up towards the sky. Prepare for modified triangle pose. As you exhale, lower this right hand down, either onto the earth or onto the block, whichever you prefer. Try to feel that stretch in the left side body. Keep your gaze up towards your left thumb. Hold it here for 3, 2, on 1. Plant both palms onto the block. Cruise back into downward facing dog. Inhale, the left leg reaches up towards the sky. Bend the left leg, and this time you're going to land your left foot to the outside of left thumb. Swivel your right foot down. Inhale takes you up into Warrior Two. Again, straighten out through that left leg and bend into it. Take your time to settle into this shape. You're familiar with it. And whenever you're ready, find it. Stay strong in the legs. One last breath here. Then plant the right hand onto the block. Plant the right knee down onto the earth. Swivel on this right leg as you bring that left leg to straighten towards the back of the mat. Modified side plank. Roll the right shoulder blade down the back body. Look up towards your right thumb. Then you're going to start to create some activation in this left leg. Reach the left leg and kick it up. Start to bend through that left leg. And you're going to land that left foot to the outside of your left block. Prepare for your modified side angle pose. You can adjust your stance as needed. Just breathe into it. Begin to straighten that left leg out. As you reach the left arm up towards the sky, prepare for modified triangle pose, Trikonasana. Exhale to settle into the shape. Again, your left hand can plant down onto the block or onto the earth. You can flex your left foot or keep it grounded onto the earth. Keep your gaze towards your right thumb. Hold it here for 3, 2, on 1. Plant the hands onto the blocks. Cruise into your downward facing dog. Inhale. On your exhale, straighten it out through the legs. Spinal wave yourself. Articulate through the spine. High plank pose. Lower down the knees. Followed by the forearms. Gaze is looking forward. Inhale pulls you up into upward facing dog. And exhale, cruise back. Downward facing dog. Inhale, the right leg lifts. Bottom of the exhale, right foot to the outside of right thumb. Swivel the back leg down, rise up, Warrior Two. Coming into this pose is like returning home. You know it, and you know where we're going. Exhale, plant the left hand down, plant the left knee down, swivel on the left leg as the right leg travels towards the back of the mat. Modified side plank. Straighten out through that right leg. Bend that right knee towards the chest and land that right foot to the outside of right block. Swivel on the left leg. Modified side angle. Use your arms to take you up and over as you straighten through that right leg. And sink into your Trikonasana. Breathe into the side bodies. Plant both palms onto the mat. Cruise into your downward facing dog. Inhale, the left leg reaches up towards the sky. Bend the left leg and step that left foot to the outside of left thumb. Swivel the right heel down as you rise up, warrior two. Stay heavy in the hips. Your left hand is reaching towards your future as your right hand is reaching towards your past. Stay long through the spine. On your exhale, plant the right hand onto the earth. Plant the right knee onto the earth. Swivel on that right leg as the left leg travels towards the back of the mat. Modified side plank. Take your time to settle into these shapes. And create some activation in this left leg. Drive the left knee onto the chest and land the left foot to the outside of left block. Adjust your stance as needed. Modified side angle. Use his right arm to swing you up, straighten out through that left leg. On your exhale, sink into it, Trikonasana. Plant the palms down. Cruise back downward, facing dog. Inhale. On your exhale, spinal wave yourself forward into high plank pose. Drop the knees, followed by the forearms. Inhale, pulls your way into upward facing dog. And exhale, cruise back, downward facing dog. One last round just like that. Inhale, the right leg reaches up towards the sky. Bend the right leg and land the right foot to the outside of right thumb. Inhale takes you up into warrior two. On your exhale, plant the left hand down, plant the left knee down. Swivel on this left leg. Modify plank pose. Side plank pose, excuse me. Breathe into it. Right leg gets activation, kick that right leg up. Bend through that right leg and step your right foot to the outside of right block. Swivel on this left leg. Modified side angle pose. Use this left arm to swing you up, straighten through that right leg. And on your exhale, sink into your Trikonasana. Plant both palms down. Step back downward, facing dog. Inhale. And exhale out through the mouth. Inhale, left leg lifts. Bend the left leg and land the left foot to the outside of left thumb. Swivel the back heel down. Inhale, warrior two. Exhale, plant the right hand down. Plant the right knee down. Swivel on this right leg. Modified side plank. Start to lift up that left leg. Bend that left knee in towards the chest. And land that left foot to the outside of left block. Swivel on that right leg. Modified side angle. Use his right arm to pull you up, straighten out through the left leg. And exhale, sink into it. Modified triangle pose. Keep breathing into your side bodies. On your exhale, plant the palms onto the blocks, cruise into your downward facing dog. Inhale. Bottom of the exhale, straighten out through the legs. Unfurl the spine piece by piece. High plank pose. Lower the knees, followed by the forearms. Inhale, pulls your way into upward facing dog. And exhale, downward facing dog. Go ahead and move the blocks off to the side. And we're going to take one final spinal wave to high plank and make our way onto our bellies. Inhale to prepare. On your exhale, straighten out through both legs. High plank pose. On your exhale, lower down onto your belly. Bring your left hand at the 10 o'clock direction and your right hand at the 2 o'clock direction outside of your mat for oscillating cobra. On your inhale, lift up through the chest, lift up through the heart. And on your exhale, lower. Inhale to rise. And exhale, lower. Inhale to rise. And exhale to lower. Inhale, rise. Pause at the very top. And exhale to release. Bring your hands underneath your chest and press back into your child's pose. Try to breathe into the side bodies. Maybe notice how much more space that you've created through this movement, through your practice. And go ahead and make your way onto your back and melt into your Shavasana. For your Shavasana today, you can stack a block and slide it underneath your sacrum. Take this supported bridge pose as your Shavasana for today. Allow yourself this opportunity to rest. And you showed up, and you were willing to be a part of your own process. As always, take as much time as you need in this Shavasana. It was an honor to share this breath, this gentle flow with you wherever you may be in the world. I bow down to you and all of your efforts. Namaste.